Part 3, Chapter 5, Section 3 of The Possessed by Fyodor Dostoyevsky. Translated by Constance Garnett. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Expatriate in Bangor, Maine. Part 3, Chapter 5, A Wanderer. Section 3. First of all he went to Kirillov. It was by now about 1 o'clock in the night. Kirillov was standing in the middle of the room. "Kirillov, my wife is in childbirth." "How do you mean?" "Childbirth, bearing a child." "You... are not mistaken?" "Oh, no, no, she is in agonies. I want a woman, any old woman, I must have one at once. Can you get one now? You used to have a lot of old women." "Very sorry that I am no good at childbearing," Kirillov answered thoughtfully. "That is, not at childbearing, but at doing anything for childbearing, or... no, I don't know how to say it." "You mean you can't assist at a confinement yourself? But that's not what I've come for. An old woman, I want a woman, a nurse, a servant." "You shall have an old woman, but not directly perhaps. If you like I'll come instead." "Oh, impossible. I am running to Madame Virginsky, the midwife, now." "A horrid woman." "Oh, yes, Kirillov, yes, but she's the best of them all. Yes, it'll all be without reverence, without gladness, with contempt, with abuse, with blasphemy in the presence of so great a mystery, the coming of a new creature. Oh, she is cursing it already." "If you like, I'll..." "No, no, but while I'm running... oh, I'll make Madame Virginsky come. Will you go to the foot of my staircase and quietly listen? But don't venture to go in, you'll frighten her. Don't go in on any account, you must only listen, in case anything dreadful happens. If anything very bad happens, then run in." "I understand. I've another rouble, here it is. I meant to have a fowl to morrow, but now I don't want to. Make haste, run with all your might. There's a samovar all the night." Kirillov knew nothing of the present design against Shatov, nor had he any idea in the past of the degree of danger that threatened him. He only knew that Shatov had some old scores with "those people," and although he was to some extent involved with them himself through instructions he had received from abroad (not that these were of much consequence, however, for he had never taken any direct share in anything), yet of late he had given it all up, having left off doing anything, especially for the cause, and devoted himself entirely to a life of contemplation. Although Pyotr Stepanovitch had at the meeting invited Liputin to go with him to Kirillov's, to make sure that the latter would take upon himself at a given moment the responsibility for the Shatov business, yet in his interview with Kirillov he had said no word about Shatov nor alluded to him in any way, probably considering it impolitic to do so, and thinking that Kirillov could not be relied upon. He put off speaking about it till next day, when it would be all over and would therefore not matter to Kirillov. Such at least was Pyotr Stepanovitch's judgment of him. Liputin, too, was struck by the fact that Shatov was not mentioned in spite of what Pyotr Stepanovitch had promised, but he was too much agitated to protest. Shatov ran like a hurricane to Virginsky's house, cursing the distance and feeling it endless. He had to knock a long time at Virginsky's; every one had been asleep a long while. But Shatov did not scruple to bang at the shutters with all his might. The dog chained up in the yard dashed about barking furiously. The dogs caught it up all along the street, and there was a regular babel of barking. "Why are you knocking, and what do you want?" Shatov heard at the window at last Virginsky's gentle voice, betraying none of the resentment appropriate to the outrage. The shutter was pushed back a little, and the casement was opened. "Who's there? What scoundrel is it?" shrilled a female voice, which betrayed all the resentment appropriate to the outrage. It was the old maid, Virginsky's relation. "I am Shatov. My wife has come back to me, and she is just confined." "Well, let her be. Get along." "I've come for Arina Prohorovna. I won't go without Arina Prohorovna." "She can't attend to every one. Practice at night is a special line. Take yourself off to Maksheyev's and don't dare to make that din," rattled the exasperated female voice. He could hear Virginsky checking her, but the old maid pushed him away and would not desist. "I am not going away," Shatov cried again. Wait a little, Virginsky cried at last, overpowering the lady. "I beg you to wait 5 minutes, Shatov. I'll wake Arina Prohorovna. Please don't knock and don't shout. Oh, how awful it all is!" After 5 endless minutes Arina Prohorovna made her appearance. "Has your wife come?" Shatov heard her voice at the window, and to his surprise it was not at all ill tempered, only as usual peremptory. but Arina Prohorovna could not speak except in a peremptory tone. "Yes, my wife, and she is in labour." "Marya Ignatyevna?" "Yes, Marya Ignatyevna. Of course it's Marya Ignatyevna." A silence followed. Shatov waited. He heard a whispering in the house. "Has she been here long?" Madame Virginsky asked again. "She came this evening at 8 o'clock. Please make haste." Again he heard whispering, as though they were consulting. "Listen, you are not making a mistake. Did she send you for me herself?" "No, she didn't send for you. She wants a peasant woman, so as not to burden me with expense. But don't be afraid, I'll pay you." "Very good, I'll come, whether you pay or not. I always thought highly of Marya Ignatyevna for the independence of her sentiments, though perhaps she won't remember me. Have you got the most necessary things?" "I've nothing, but I'll get everything, everything." "There is something generous even in these people," Shatov reflected as he set off to Lyamshin's. "The convictions and the man are two very different things. Very likely I've been very unfair to them. We are all to blame, we are all to blame, and if only all were convinced of it." He had not to knock long at Lyamshin's. The latter, to Shatov's surprise, opened his casement at once, jumping out of bed, barefoot and in his night clothes, at the risk of catching cold, and he was hypochondriacal and always anxious about his health. But there was a special cause for such alertness and haste. Lyamshin had been in a tremor all the evening, and had not been able to sleep for excitement after the meeting of the quintet. He was haunted by the dread of uninvited and undesired visitors. The news of Shatov's giving information tormented him more than anything, and suddenly there was this terrible loud knocking at the window as though to justify his fears. He was so frightened at seeing Shatov that he at once slammed the casement and jumped back into bed. Shatov began furiously knocking and shouting. "How dare you knock like that in the middle of the night?" shouted Lyamshin in a threatening voice, though he was numb with fear, when at least 2 minutes later he ventured to open the casement again, and was at last convinced that Shatov had come alone. "Here's your revolver for you, take it back, give me 15 roubles." "What's the matter, are you drunk? This is outrageous. I shall simply catch cold. Wait a minute, I'll just throw my rug over me." "Give me 15 roubles at once. If you don't give it me, I'll knock and shout till daybreak. I'll break your window frame." "And I'll shout 'police,' and you'll be taken to the lock‐up." "And am I dumb? Can't I shout 'police' too? Which of us has most reason to be afraid of the police, you or I? And you can hold such contemptible opinions! I know what you are hinting at. Stop, stop, for God's sake, don't go on knocking. Upon my word, who has money at night? What do you want money for, unless you are drunk?" "My wife has come back. I've taken 10 roubles off the price. I haven't fired it once. Take the revolver. Take it this minute." Lyamshin mechanically put his hand out of the casement and took the revolver. He waited a little, and suddenly thrusting his head out of the casement, and with a shiver running down his spine, faltered as though he were beside himself. "You are lying. Your wife hasn't come back to you. It's simply that you want to run away." "You are a fool! Where should I run to? It's for your Pyotr Verhovensky to run away, not for me. I've just been to the midwife, Madame Virginsky, and she consented at once to come to me. You can ask them. My wife is in agony. I need the money. Give it me." A swarm of ideas flared up in Lyamshin's crafty mind like a shower of fireworks. It all suddenly took a different colour, though still panic prevented him from reflecting. "But how... you are not living with your wife?" "I'll break your skull for questions like that." "Oh dear, I understand. Forgive me, I was struck all of a heap. But I understand, I understand. Is Arina Prohorovna really coming? You said just now that she had gone. You know, that's not true. You see what lies you tell at every step." "By now she must be with my wife. Don't keep me. It's not my fault you are a fool." "That's a lie. I am not a fool. Excuse me, I really can't." And utterly distraught, he began shutting the casement again for the third time, but Shatov gave such a yell that he put his head out again. "But this is simply an unprovoked assault. What do you want of me? What is it? What is it? Formulate it. And think, only think, it's the middle of the night." "I want 15 roubles, you sheep's head." "But perhaps I don't care to take back the revolver. You have no right to force me. You bought the thing and the matter is settled, and you've no right... I can't give you a sum like that in the night, anyhow. Where am I to get a sum like that?" "You always have money. I've taken 10 roubles off the price, but every one knows you are a skinflint." Come the day after to morrow, do you hear? The day after to morrow at 12 o'clock, and I'll give you the whole of it. That will do, won't it?" Shatov knocked furiously at the window frame for the third time. "Give me 10 roubles, and to morrow early the other 5." "No, the day after to morrow the other 5. To morrow I swear I shan't have it. You'd better not come. You'd better not come." "Give me 10, you scoundrel!" "Why are you so abusive? Wait a minute, I must light a candle. You've broken the window. Nobody swears like that at night. Here you are." He held a note to him out of the window. Shatov seized it. It was a note for 5 roubles. "On my honour I can't do more. If you were to murder me I couldn't. The day after to morrow I can give you it all, but now I can do nothing." "I am not going away!" roared Shatov. "Very well, take it. Here's some more. See, here's some more, and I won't give more. You can shout at the top of your voice, but I won't give more. I won't! Whatever happens, I won't, I won't!" He was in a perfect frenzy, desperate and perspiring. The 2 notes he had just given him were each for a rouble. Shatov had 7 roubles altogether now. "Well, damn you then, I'll come to morrow. I'll thrash you, Lyamshin, if you don't give me the other 8." "You won't find me at home, you fool," Lyamshin reflected quickly. "Stay, stay!" he shouted frantically after Shatov, who was already running off. "Stay, come back. Tell me, please, is it true what you said that your wife has come back?" "Fool!" cried Shatov with a gesture of disgust, and ran home as hard as he could. End of Part 3, Chapter 5, Section 3. Recording by Expatriate in Bangor, Maine.